We are, as a people, inherently and historically opposed to secret society, opposed to secret oaths, opposed to secret proceedings, secret proceedings. No official of my administration, whether his rank is high or low, should interpret my words here tonight as an excuse to censor the news, to stifle dissent, to cover up our mistakes, or to withhold from the press and the public the facts they deserve to know.
Well. I'm in trouble. I'm in timeout. Yeah. YouTube gave me my first strike today. By the way, welcome to Conspiracy Corner Podcast. I'm honestly, man, I'm just feeling kind of laid back today. And I'm a little down, a little discouraged. So I hope that doesn't turn you off to this episode. But I don't know, man. Like, this channel has always been therapy for me. Because for the longest time, my ex-wife used to call me crazy about my beliefs and my spirituality and the different conspiracy theories that, honestly, I started waking up, I started waking up like a lot of us do, and my ex-wife, she didn't like it. And she was one of those non-supportive individuals that is like, oh, you're crazy, So there's a lot of that, A lot of my family thinks I'm insane. I mean, my eldest brother, thank God, he actually is like, my eldest brother and my youngest brother are like probably the only two family members who don't think I'm batshit crazy. Thankfully I have a good supportive wife, and she's the co-host to this show. But she woke up, I kind of woke her up, kind of gave her the red pill and woke her up. But I'm a little discouraged because I use this channel as therapy, man. Because there's things that I like to talk about. And for me, this channel, like, I get all these conspiracies, and I have like a very overactive brain. I think that's why I had substance abuse problems in the past and stuff, because it's like I had this brain that goes 1,000 miles an hour, always thinking about conspiracies or religion or spirituality, I mean, I had a rough upbringing religiously. I didn't get to find out who I was until I'd say about 22. I started figuring out who I actually was spiritually. Just because I wasn't allowed to. And I think, honestly, man, that screws kids up. I don't know if any of the listeners have kids, but you can't shove religion and stuff down their throat. It'll drive them insane. Especially the Protestantism that was shoved down my throat. I always had the fear of hell in the back of my head and stuff, and it's mental torture, But I use this channel to just get shit off my chest, to be the true me, I've built a small audience over the years. Over the past 3 or 4 years that I've had this channel, I've built a little tiny, I wouldn't even say it's an army. It's a little militia of open-minded, free-thinking, good people, man, good souls who have come across this channel and I've connected with, you know. And I'm talking long-time fans, you know. I would do a roll call, but I don't know if it would bother those people, you know. It's just I got my first strike today, and it bothered me, and it's really ridiculous too. So I'm gonna go ahead and talk about that because I usually start the podcast with pretty much an update on how I'm doing and stuff. So this is my update, man. It might be a little long this episode, but I need to get this shit off my chest. It's been driving me. I've been pissy all day, you know. And I had a fucking pallet fall over today, and it literally all the fucking shit fell off of it, and it wasn't my fault, but it was aggravating, you know. It just was not a good day today. I made the most of it. Like, I was very pacifist about it. I was angry for just a little bit and was like, you know. I tried not to focus on the strike, but it did kind of put an anger in me because it's like I've been on YouTube for 3 years and I just now only got 172 subs. And it's like, that's strike one. I only get 2 more strikes and my channel's gone. Because you only get 3 strikes and you're out. So it's like, and the video they chose was, I don't know. It was about Ellen DeGeneres and how I believe that she had an ankle monitor on and that she's under house arrest. And I'm not going to go too deep into detail because it'll be cyberbullying is what they got me for. They said it was cyberbullying. And it's like, dude, first off, like, I was like, when I moved to Kentucky, here, let's get into a little story, you know, so you can learn about me a little bit. When I moved to Kentucky, man, I was like a Florida punk, man, like one of the last of the OG punks, you know. So I moved to Kentucky. I had the skinny jeans, Converse, leather jacket. I had short, like, spiky hair like Sid Vicious, you know. And I moved to bumfuck Egypt, Kentucky. Lancaster, Kentucky. It's literally, look it up on Google Maps and see how big Lancaster, Kentucky is. It's fucking full of just white trash, racist rednecks, man. And I got treated like crap. And they just used to call me faggot every day. And, oh, you're a faggot, you know. It got to the point where I was like, man, fuck it. If you guys keep calling me gay, fuck it. I'll just say I'm gay. I don't care anymore, dude. Why does it matter? You know? So I was someone who suffered from bullying. And it got to the point, man, I contemplated. I didn't do it, but I started getting real dark thoughts, man. Of like, all I have to do is put on a trench coat and walk into this school with a firearm. And I'm not saying it's right, but it's like, I suffered from bullying that fucking bad that I started thinking real dark shit. So why, YouTube, would you think that I'm going around bullying other people? I am not a bully. I have a foul mouth like a sailor. I cuss like a sailor, dude. I have a foul fucking mouth. That's why I've literally always said, hey, if you're a kid, don't watch this channel. If you're an adult, don't watch this channel or listen to this channel around your kid. I've always put that disclaimer out there. But that's what they got me for bullying a billionaire, Ellen DeGeneres. Oh, this poor man, this This man who lives in a ghetto apartment in Kentucky, who works at a fucking grocery store as a night stalker. His wife works at a gas station. We are such a threat to you, Miss DeGeneres. We are such a threat to you with our cyberbullying. And I don't know if it was one of her associates or one of her little goons or just one of her fucking left-wing liberal fucking, you know, brainwashed zombie fans. I don't know if it was that. Hang on just a second. I'm having technical difficulties, man. I hope this is still recording. What are you doing? Anti-track? What the fuck is this? Alright, sorry, man. But yeah, and this isn't a left or right thing, dude. I'm a very liberal person. I am actually more liberal than I am conservative. I have a few conservative values. I'm voting Trump, but at the end of the day, I'm fucking liberal as hell. And by the way, another thing here, I'm gonna actually, you guys want to hear some politics? Trump is a Democrat. I don't know if you guys realize that. He's a fucking Democrat, dude. He has been a Democrat his entire life. He just switched to Republican when he ran against Hillary. So, I don't know why the Republican Party's like, oh, we won, Republican. It has nothing to do with Democrat or Republican. Trump is a fucking Democrat. Get over it. He literally switched over right before he ran against Hillary. That's it. He's a Democrat. He's always been a Democrat. It has nothing to do with Democrats or Republicans. Both parties are just as evil, and both parties are just as good. Stop playing the left and right game, dude. But yeah, so when I say that it's probably one of her liberal fucking idiot goons that did this shit, one of her fans or employees that gave me a strike, or one of the left-wing liberal idiots in YouTube did it, just prowling around. I mean extremist left. I'm talking like, you see, there's like an extremist right, which is like neo-Nazis and KKK. And then you have the extremist left, which is like BLM and Antifa, which are both terrorist groups. And also, you know, like social justice warriors who are just, honestly, I've been locked up in Eastern State, mental hospital. Social justice warriors, honestly, probably need to be there the way they act. Just saying. I'm not a psychologist, I'm not a psychiatrist, but I know a crazy person when I see one. And those people are fucking insane. The video they chose, though, was like literally one of my more harmless ones. That's the part that I don't get. It's insane. Like, out of all the shit I've put out, you know what video I thought was going to get me in trouble? The Adrenochrome podcast I did. That one, I swear, was going to get me in trouble. And it turns out, some random video of me just talking about Ellen DeGeneres while driving my car got me in trouble. Like, wow, that's the one? Okay. What's this? Breaking news? Breaking news. This is Christoph Christofferson here. This is 2020. I think it's October. Who cares about the date? This is not a conspiracy. This is an actual factual, non-fake news. Ellen DeGeneres had an explosion of viewers during her pilot episode of this recent season. But it was expected. It was expected after all the drama and backlash she's received here recently. But guess what? Guess what? Her viewership has literally dropped 25%. This is not fake news, this is fact. Look it up yourself, do your research. And by the way, the new up-and-coming most viewed show on normal television is Judge Judy. Judge Judy, she beat out Ellen DeGeneres. Judge Judy, by the way, this is her last season. Hope you enjoy. This was Christopherson. Yeah, cool. Yeah, that's a new employee of Conspiracy Corner Podcast, Christopherson. I don't know. But that's about it, man. That's what we got going on. Sorry my update was so long, but I had a lot of people, man. And I know one of them I can hit up just by saying it because she's cool as fuck. But Lava Girl, thanks for, commenting. You've been a long time fan. I need to fucking you and my wife have emailed back and forth. I need to send you like a gift one of these days. I mean it. I don't know what I'll send you. Like something weird. I'll send you something crazy or something in the mail, but we need to email back and forth and figure it out. But yeah, man, I've got a lot of support from my recent followers and some older followers, man, and I don't want this channel to die. It legit depresses me and it bothers me and it sucks because if I get canceled, if I get shut down, I'll have to restart it. And a lot of the shit I recorded on my phone, a lot of it has been recorded on older cameras and stuff. It won't be the same. And it took me 3 years, guys. It took me 3 years just to get 172 subs. I've been working my ass off with this channel, and I'm just now getting 172 subscribers, so it bothers me. It bothers me, and I love you guys, and I hope you guys see it and feel it and know that I'm being genuine. That I truly do love you guys, man. I love you. All right. Enough of that stuff there. Today we're going to be talking about the Knights Templar. This is episode 4 of Secret Societies. Now, we talked about on episode 2, we talked about the Freemasons. The first episode, we started with the Illuminati and how they infiltrated the Freemasons. So just a little review. Check out the past 3 episodes if you have not of Conspiracy Corner Podcast, because we've been doing this as a series, guys. We've been doing some hour of the time type of stuff, Episode 1 was the Illuminati, the actual real Illuminati, and how they infiltrated the Freemasons. Episode 2 is the Freemasons, and episode 3 is Aleister Crowley, and how Order of the Golden Dawn, and the OTO. Now, this is the Knights Templar. This is what most Freemasons believe is kind of the origin of Freemasonry. They believe that before Freemasonry, it was Knights Templar. Before Knights Templar, it was the pharaonic pharaoh-making ceremony. So we're going to get into Knights Templar today. Pope Urban II's call to free the Holy Land from Muslim rule exceeded all expectations. Tensions in Europe between church and state were set aside as scores of knights and soldiers rose to the occasion. Their enthusiasm may have been motivated by a palpable pledge of plenary indulgence, which allowed the Crusaders to plunder to their heart's content. There you go. Rape and plunder. And all 7 major crusades and a number of lesser ones. Damn, 7 crusades? For some reason, I thought there was only like 3. Maybe it's a Mandela effect, or maybe I just suck at history. And a number of lesser ones would be launched between 1095 and 1291. But only the first crusade achieved tangible gains. Led by such illustrious figures as Duke Godfrey of Bouillon, King Philip I of France, and Robert Curthose, the brother of King William II of England. The Crusaders took Jerusalem in 1099. Most of the Jewish and Muslim inhabitants who had tried to defend the city were massacred. 4 separate Crusader states were established, including a kingdom of Jerusalem, ruled by Godfrey of Bouillon. At the same time, the Crusader movement inspired the foundation of several military religious orders, with which the knights planned to hold and defend the Holy Land. The most famous, the Knights Templar, was formed circa 1119, when Baldwin II, the King of Jerusalem, charged a group of knights to protect all Christian pilgrims to the Holy Land, the Church of the Holy Sepulchre, which had been destroyed in 614 and again in 1009. Oh, by the way, Church of the Holy Sepulchre, I get way deep into that on, I believe it's the Tomb of Christ episode of Conspiracy Corner Podcast, so we're actually tapping into that. We're tying it into that. So go ahead and check that episode out if you haven't heard it. It's awesome, man. We go deep, homeboy, in the words of Sam Tripoli, was being restored. And Baldwin knew that this would prompt an influx of Christians from regions throughout Europe, and therefore fell upon these knights to tend to their needs. The new order was established in a palace in Jerusalem that was believed to be built on the legendary Temple of Solomon. Alright, there we go. It's getting tied into Freemasonry, man. They're all about that Temple of Solomon, man. King Solomon. Thus the order became known as the Poor Knights of Christ, and the Temple of Solomon, or Knights Templar for short. Readily recognizable for their white robes marked with a red cross, the Templars developed a particular expertise to finance and soon become one of the most powerful knightly organizations. See, they created the modern banking system. A lot of people don't realize that, man. They literally created the banking system. Separate divisions dealt with the military, finance, and charity. The Templars are even credited with the development of a new banking system. Yeah, I just said that. Ha! I know my shit. I know my shit, dog. But the dealings of the orders were always shrouded in secrecy, even as Crusaders were evicted from the Holy Land in 1291 and forced to flee to Cyprus, whereas other orders, such as the Teutonic Knights, found a new purpose in pursuing military or religious objectives in Europe. The Knights Templar never articulated a new mission. King Philip IV of France, who was deeply in debt to the order, exploited its disarray and its reputation for secrecy by arresting most of the Templar leadership in France. Several Knights Templar were burned at the stake on trumped-up charges. This only served to increase the order's mystique. Though it was officially disbanded in 1307, the legend of the Templars lives on. Today, many secret societies in France, Germany, and Italy claim to be descended from the Knights Templar, including the Association Française des Chevaliers du Christ, which enjoys support from the Vatican. I have a little fragment here of another article. The Knights Templar. From classic literature such as Ivanhoe to best-selling The Da Vinci Code to blockbuster Hollywood epics like Indiana Jones and The Last Crusade, this medieval order of warrior monks has become firmly entrenched in Western culture. After the First Crusade recaptured Jerusalem from Muslim control in 1099, Christian pilgrims made numerous trips to visit the Holy Land. The city itself was relatively secure, but the road to the city from the outlying areas was dangerous, patrolled by marauding bandits who preyed on pilgrims. In 1119, the French knight Hugues de Payens approached King Baldwin II of Jerusalem and suggested creating a monastic order to protect the pilgrims. So pretty much like a guard. They would travel the highways and byways at that time and escort pilgrims, or people on a pilgrimage, pilgrims, man, trying to find that Holy Land. They were on a spiritual quest, The king agreed, and a group of 9 knights led by de Payens formed the Brotherhood. They took vows of poverty, loyalty, and chastity. Baldwin granted them headquarters and captured Al-Aqsa Mosque that stood on the Temple Mount, next to the ruins of the Temple of Solomon. The new order referred to itself as the Poor Knights and the Temple of Solomon, or simply the Knights Templar. The 9 warriors were poor but resourceful and industrious. It is said that during the order's early years, the members excavated beneath the Temple of Solomon. Some theorists believe the Templars had hidden ancient holy relics and manuscripts containing special knowledge during their digs. For anyone who's ever seen the movie, what the fuck is it called? It's the one with Nicolas Cage. What the fuck is that movie called? The one with Nicolas Cage, man. Now you're gonna make me look it up. It's like a secret society movie. I hope you're still recording. Yeah, it's still recording. Okay. Let me look this up. Secret society movie with Nick Cage. Let's see. Nicolas Cage. Secret society movie. I think it's made by Disney of all people. National Treasure. Thank you. Alright, National Treasure. They actually show that scene within that movie. By the way, that's an awesome movie to watch. So, if you guys want just like a basic little introduction into the Knights Templar and Freemasonry and all that jazz, they actually put out a lot of good info in that movie. A lot of people say it's predictive programming. It is, man. They declassify a lot of actual genuine information within Hollywood, within movies, because the elite, whoever controls the 13 families that control this world, whether it be globe or flat, they believe in this karmic rule that they have to tell us what's going on, and they do it within Hollywood movies. And if you break down the etymology of Hollywood, it's literally the type of wood which is from a holly tree is how they make the wizards and stuff back in the day used to make their wands to cast spells on the people, I'm going to do like a deep ass fucking rabbit hole episode on etymology and words and the secrets of words and stuff like that one day, because it gets deep, man. But all right, back to where we were. One tradition asserts that the documents prove Jesus and Mary Magdalene were husband and wife. Another claims that the Templars found the skull of Jesus, which revealed prophecies to brave protectors of the Christian pilgrims. In 1128, Saint Bernard of Clairvaux arranged palpable recognition of the Templars, making them exempt from standard jurisdiction and tax. Bernard drew up a code of behavior for the order and designed its uniform, a white tunic with a mantle of a red cross. Let's see, we already know about that. With such official endorsement, what the fuck? Man, my wife's got all sorts of shit popped up on here. It's driving me crazy. With such official endorsement, the Templars became favored throughout the Christian world. Huge donations of land, money, farms, and castles came pouring in. The Templars became big business as they set up a network of commanderies across Europe to manage their estates. And this developed into one of the first banking systems in Europe, writes Joel Levy in the Secret Society's Bible. Knights from the noble families flocked to the new order. New order. You notice that? New order. To help the Templar cause. The Templars engaged in currency exchange, property management, and lending money, using their esteemed standing to circumvent laws forbidding the charging of interest. In time, the Templars commanded a fleet of merchant ships, shipping slaves and goods across the Mediterranean. Slave trade! Attaboy, very Christ-like. Christ would have approved of that. Slave trading, there you go. The Templars also engaged in piracy. Oh, what a good group of guys. Arg. At first attacking only Muslim vessels, but then the ships of other Christian realms. Wow. There you go. Being pirates on your own religious... that's so... I hate a lot of these secret societies, man. I hate a lot of them. The Templars became an important arm of the Crusader armies in the Holy Land. In the end, the order's wealth and influence continued to grow. In 1139, Pope Innocent II granted the Templars total freedom from taxation and exemption from interdicts. The magnificent estates and mansions they built were outside the control of all secular rulers and clergymen. The order was now accountable only to the Pope himself. Yeah, they're tied into the Vatican. God knows, nothing's evil there. Their landholding and banking system made them one of the most powerful and feared groups in Europe, writes Philip Gardner in Secret Societies. Virtually no one could match their international strength. By 1170, the order boasted 10,000 members, about 1,000 of them knights. Then came the collapse and a terrible fall from grace. In 1187, Jerusalem fell to Muslim forces led by Saladin. Actually, by the way, in England, little fun fact, it was pretty common for people to name their kid after Saladin, Saladin was actually like a very honorable man. Actually more honorable than a lot of the fucking Templars, Just saying. Look him up. There's a great fucking movie that kind of gets into that story. It's called Kingdom of Heaven. It's got Orlando Bloom. It is an amazing movie. Liam Neeson's in it. It's a fucking awesome movie, and it's a true story. You guys should watch that. Check that out. It's one of those movies that I've rewatched over the years like a billion times, and it never gets old. Like, I love it. Every single time I watch it, I'm still hooked on it, When the Muslims captured Acre, the last Crusader outpost in the Holy Land, the Templars moved their headquarters to Cyprus. They still retain vast holdings in Europe. But now, even those who were the object of envy and desire by Europe's lords, dukes, and princes, most notably Philip IV of France, who vowed the Templars huge sums of money and coveted their inestimable assets. Eager to get his hands on Templar fortunes, Philip used his influence over Pope Clement V to obtain papal authority to investigate the order on charges of heresy. On October 13th, 1307, I'm not gonna get into that. And the reason I'm not gonna get into that is because that's the origin of Friday the 13th. And I actually plan on doing an episode just on Friday the 13th. So I'm going to actually cut it short right there. That's a little teaser to tease you. Whenever Friday the 13th comes up, the next one that comes up, I'll do an episode on it. The origin of Friday the 13th. And why it's bad luck. I mean, you could spoil it. If you don't know about it, you can spoil it and look it up. But I would suggest you not do that. Because I get off on blowing people's minds. I ain't gonna lie. But that's about it. Sorry, it's been kind of a... I don't know. I'm not sorry, man. I'm not sorry for honestly opening myself up and being very human, you know. This channel, man, I put a lot of love and care into this channel. And I know sometimes, man, that I get a little pissy and I get a little grumpy, or I might seem a little tired or whatever, but I put my heart and soul into this channel, and I don't want to see it go away. I truly don't. And I'm just discouraged. I'm mad. I'm sad. I'm disappointed because I am American and I see this Constitution getting slowly burned.
We are, as a people, inherently and historically opposed to secret society, opposed to secret oaths, opposed to secret proceedings. Secret proceedings. No official of my administration, whether his rank is high or low, should interpret my words here tonight as an excuse to censor the news, to stifle dissent, to cover up our mistakes, or to withhold from the press and the public the facts they deserve to know.